in favor of Lausanne.
Well, let's get started and let's see how far they can really go. Lausanne over in the white half and Edelweiss over in blue as we kick things off with Kiva in the midfield. Again, best of 7 rules, so first to hit 4 games, and we'll see whether they can hold their own here. Kiva off that bat ball will get played in towards the corners. Affair currently with ball control, beats out Arku. He's playing very fast today, and now finding his teammates in the midfield line. It's going to get blocked off by Juju on the defensive as Lausanne try and hold their own. Edelweiss push back. Zafir keeps this one high and out of field. Backboard touch from Juju might set up Arku, but the defensive tries and holds on. It's been a very defensively based game from these two teams right now, as both squads try and mount up to the very quick offensive counter-attacks that are coming in.
Yep. Mira gonna have to take this nice and slow here as well, Jay. Gotta be careful with this onslaught that will be coming on in from Lausanne. They're great at this pressure game. Their defense can be where they lack a little bit, but with these clutch jump overs, they quite often nullify these quick counters that Edelweiss will be wanting to pull out.
And Zafir takes this one up out into the center line, turned away by Juju off that sideboard, bounce crossed in by Kiva and turned away by Zafir for a second moment. Arku can't reach that ball, so Lewis P is going to open up an opportunity, send it right into the net, and draw first blood for the finals. It's going to be an opener for Edelweiss.
Yeah, just a little slip up there, but not a problem for Lewis P, sending it fully to the left-hand side. Easy peasy for him. Defender with a little mistake, but of course that's just got to be finals nerves here, Jay.
Ball up for Juju as well off the sideboard, coming in immediately, trying to see if he can get some response off the back of the kickoff. It's instant attack coming out from Lausanne as Juju puts that one a bit too far wide. It's got plenty of support around him though, so they can continue the pressure in this position, but 2 players backing up in Mira and Lewis. The fair in the back line will continue to attack on the other side of the field. As Kiva sets up Juju, Juju tries to follow it through, cross in towards Arku, turned away by Lewis P, follows suit off the side and missed out by 1. Still Kiva challenges and Mira takes that away for the moment. Back into the box and into the back of the net.
Lewis P absolutely on fire today. Now on the Wolves Esports side, and he is howling straight up to the top right-hand corner. And what did I say about bringing that charm back to this Edelweiss squad, Jay? Definitely a few new tricks there. What great position. Normally we see him overthink these scenarios, but today he's just going straight to net. And Mira has picked up the fever.
Unreal shot from Mira. We talk about Lewis P being the main challenger, the main freestyler, if you will, but Mira wants a bit of his own. And that's 3 goals scored for Edelweiss. Probably one of the best performances we've seen from this team against Lausanne in recent history. So already a good start out for this one, and it will continue to be the case here. 3-0 as they continue pressure, put this one close to the net one more time. Turned back by Lausanne as Arku follows suit, puts it into the corner for a second opportunity. Bounce out from Zafir, follow up from Juju off the backboard. No one can get to it, but neither can Juju. Arku with a strike down, and the bumps into the backline do not clear it out far enough. So at halftime, we remain at 3-0. No response from Lausanne so far.
No. Edelweiss have been entirely in the driver's seat, and a mistake once again going wide of the net. So uncharacteristic of Lausanne. Don't know what is happening to them here.
Well, we talk about the Titans, and certainly Edelweiss are looking like Titans at this stage. 4-0. What a start here in game 1 that we definitely would like to see from them. If it carries on like this, then maybe Edelweiss will be completely uncontested here in the tournament. I say that. And Kiva gets one back. At long last, the aggression does work out for the white half of the field.
2 minutes and 15 seconds, Jay. Still a ton of time to play Rocket League. 3 goals within that, entirely possible. But can they turn it around? They've got to start building momentum for themselves. And of course, Edelweiss could still do even more damage, especially when they're in control.
Off to the sideboard, bounce turned away off to the corners. Affair trying to chase around alongside Lewis P. Mira comes up, no boost left for him. Turned up to the backboard touch not going to be allowed. Arku will pinch that away. Bounced away, followed suit into the corner. Good challenge from one. Might set up a chance for Aku, but no. Lewis will turn it back over to the white half for the moment and try and continue the attack here for the Edelweiss side. It's Mirror off the corner. Bounce into Zephyr off to the right-hand side. Second touch not going to be allowed. Lewis also can't recover that, so throwing back again from the Lausanne camp, but the pressure still mounts against them. A couple of opportunities to break away so far as the midfield, but no further than that. Finally, Kiva with a chance, but misses that touch on the ball. Juju will send it back downfield, but blocked off by Lewis, thrown off to the side.
Yeah, great adjustments coming on in the midfield from Edelweiss, just nullifying everything put down. Interesting to see demos coming on out from Lausanne, adding a new trick to their play. A little fake there coming through from Kiva as he just lets it on pass. So Lausanne definitely now using the remaining 1 minute to try out these new strats, and not a bad idea here, Jay. Concede the game but win the war is wise.
Oh, close on that touch on the double tap to the backboard line. Aku sent away here from that corner, pinched out into the box. Kiva turned away, followed suit off the corner ball bounce. It's Lewis here with a touch out, nothing to his name, trying to find a fair good touch of his own right. A shot that goes a bit too far wide, so not quite on target for this one. And 30 seconds do remain. So it looks like game one will be going the way of the Edelweiss camp. Have been effectively shut down for this moment in time. Lewis P sends that one over. Zephyr will try challenge up towards Mirror, put it back down into the box and just clear away defensive to and deny that fifth from the Edelweiss side, because this game is a loss for Lausanne. And Edelweiss starting things off on the right foot, getting that momentum going their way early in the series, and a series that they will look to try and turn their favour.
Well, indeed. It's only one of many. And you look towards these final moments, Jay, you've got to say it's been very even. So the takeaway, it's only the game one. We'll see what will happen further on. But I'm quite confident in Edelweiss. They always kick off strong here. Lausanne, though, just got to pick themselves up, dust themselves off, and get their heads back in the game, because it's going to be a long evening.
Indeed it is. That much is an absolute certainty, I feel like. It's going to be a very difficult task ahead of them, you know, to try and bring this back. You know, we have seen, obviously, some very dominating situations from Lausanne in the past. And, you know, the last time they faced off against each other in TCS eSports League is an occasion where, you know, they actually did get a single game on that Edelweiss side. It was in game one, but it was still a game nonetheless. So can they turn it around from here? If they just felt out their opponents in game one and they've been able to find a way to outplay them in outposition, well, we're about to find out. Game 2 is about to get underway, but Edelweiss, a very strong start here in this matchup.
Yeah, and you got to remember, Edelweiss always starts strong. It's just later on down the line where teams figure them out. Edelweiss traditionally is actually quite a predictable side. They're strong. They don't need to play tricks. They play their own game, but that just means their opponents can adjust to them. And will we see Lausanne make those adjustments now?
Out to the midfield, bounce out the ceiling off to the backboard. Lewis challenged. Oh, Mirror holds that save. And Juju keeps the ball in close to the backboard, unable to get the shot in for the moment. Lewis P turned around and a sideboard bounce, nothing in centre. Kiva comes up, tries to put it back down onto the stage, but no. Mirror with a defensive once again coming up good here into the corner for the moment. Turned away, followed up here. Kiva trying to bounce out, follows something into the box, but nothing else going to be seen at this stage. It's just going to be consistent pressure on from the Lausanne side. Pinched away on the defensive, keeps it at control.
Lots of back and forth here. Kiva allowing that to roll over to Aku. So communication definitely coming in strong, but was it the right call? You never know in Rocket League. Everything has an effect down the line, and here it is. Right here and now, working Edelweiss left, right, and center, keeping them guessing, keeping them thinking about what on earth Lausanne is going to do. And this is it. Beautiful little play to end in that fairly simple goal from Kiva.
Yeah, a bit too far forward on the Edelweiss side. Allowing that defensive to crumble for the moment, and now the lead is gained by Lausanne. A quick turnaround trying to come through from Zephyr and co. And bounce out from the corner. Aku comes up with control. Beaten out by Mirror as Juju follows his way back out. Crosses back towards Kiva once again. They have midfield challenge from Zephyr though. And this time there's no one in the back of the net here for the white half of the field. But no strike, no shot can come in from the Edelweiss camp. Mirror off to that corner. Followed out at 94 points of boost. Aku with a demo in. Mirror challenging as the ball goes into the midfield. Lewis off the ceiling, push back. They follow around from Aku again. Zafair challenging. Juju there to follow it up. Puts it off the backboard. Mirror can barely receive that and throw it off kilter. So no dice, no opportunity for the striking half. They will find pressure back into their own half as now Edelweiss look to counter-attack.
Yeah, you look at Lausanne, they are playing a risky game. When they move into attack, they send all three players. Does leave that gap, but again, they've got the pace to be able to retreat. What a fake out that was! On the line, not gonna be allowed. Kiva just gets it away.
Literally a moment from turning over. That could have been an opening goal for the Edelweiss side, but not to be. Just a 9. As Lausanne maintain their lead, turning into the halftime marker. Mirror bounce up and out. Juju put back on target. Just saved by Mirror. As once again they get back to the very final line and try and hold their controls. Affair off the sideboard into the midfield. Mirror comes up, turns it away. Juju and Kiva with control out of the ball. Awkward control from Kiva though. Can't mount up an offensive with it. Arca's going to come forward from the midfield, eventually find a recovery shot, but again turned away before it reaches the box.
Lausanne have now found their groove. Game 1 was just a warm-up game. Who knows, maybe for them just giving a handicap on over to Edelweiss, because setups like that from Kiva are absolutely out of this world.
This is a very different Lausanne compared to Game 1. Absolute domination from their own part so far. Hasn't allowed too many goals, just that one coming in so far, but the defensive has kept it away from the Edelweiss goal line here. Juju, 100 boost picked up in the midfield, going to try controlling against Affair. He actually beats him in that 1v1, but unable to follow suit with an actual goal itself. Kiva holds back in the midfield, can't maintain control of his ball, and I have to say that his lack of ball control so far has been, I think, pretty pivotal for keeping this game so close here.
Yeah, it's an interesting one. But you look at now this calmness coming in from Edelweiss, where they're just looking to go for these 50-50s, bear hug the ball downfield. They're waiting for a wild 50-50, it just be thrown off outside of the realm of control of Lausanne, like this from Safair, but he's bumped away. Lewis is there, but can't get to it in time. But Mirror, damn.
Lewis with that miss, it actually did throw off the defensive because you could see Juju getting off the ceiling expecting a high strike. It allowed Mirror to control it, put it low and right hand wide. And therefore we stand at evens. 50 seconds to the clock. Lewis now up here with control, dribble in, backboard touch, not going to be allowed again, turned away. Aku following suit as Mirror goes up high to the ceiling off the sideboard, bounce out into the box, turned away by Kiva on the defensive line. Juju going to try and find his way out as Lewis denies. The Fair follows up, but cleared out in the end by the Lausanne camp. Mirror will put that one off to the sideboard once again. Juju puts it into the corner. Follow suit from Mirror out. Kiva wrapping up. Miss in his own right again. Aku challenging on Mirror. Sends that one high one more time. 15 seconds. And Zafair will just throw it a little bit further out. Crossed into the box. Pushed out by the Edelweiss camp. And it looks like we'll run this timer low once again, possibly on for overtime for the first time today. That strike from Zafair is a bit too high. Lewis still puts it inside the box. Mirror can't follow it up, and Kiva needs to find the clear away from Zafair's final strike. It will land in the hands of Lewis, who keeps it alive for the moment. Turn it off to a teammate, beating one of the defensive. 1-2-1 pass off the backboard into the second man one more time. Zafair just going to take it close, but it's killed to the floor. We're in overtime for game 2.
Oh, and this is why we love these two teams. It's just stuff like that right at the end. Nice little shot, probing from Mirror there. But just to keep the ball up in such a incredibly talented way is just awesome to see.
Sideboard bounce, Juju trying to maintain control alongside Zafair. Good demo in. Mirror, 100 boost, picked up to that corner. The shot coming in, but down back of its own right. Juju back down in against the defensive. It's a pretty slow ball, so not quite going to happen here for the opening follow-up goal here in this overtime. It's been very slow in this OT by comparison to the game itself. They have slowed it down a little bit. and kept it going. Still, a backboard play coming in from the Lausanne side. Zafair tries to defend against that. Kiva puts it close, but Mira takes it away as usual to follow up, but that one's easily defended. Bumps coming in from the Edelweiss side, though. They're starting to get in each other's way.
They are indeed, but that almost connecting on through. You can see Lausanne dictating this game, but they are wanting to slow it down a little bit, be a bit cautious. They know their playstyle is naturally risky, so they're looking to gain control of that midfield line and just pressure their opponent. You can see it is somewhat working, but this has finally found the gap from Lewis.
Followed out by Kiva on the defense. Arku needs to find a clear. Juju forced to defend once again. It's now his Edelweiss applying their own pressure. Challenge from one though at the midfield. May send it back into the blue half for the moment. Arku beaten. Follow up from Juju. Arku can't get to that ball in time. Bit too wild when it came to the speed and pacing. Lewis beaten by Kiva though. Tries to beat out a second man. He needs a follow-up from a third teammate, but Zafair holds the defensive before he can get there. Now Lewis beating out one, trying to counter-attack with a very fast strike ball. Now Lewis in center. Zafair's bumped out. Kiva and Arku with a serious chance. They've got to get back real quick. It's turned high at the crossbar, and Lewis keeps it away from that striker. But again, you can see how they're colliding with each other in that midfield and front field areas here for Edelweiss. There are opportunities opening up. There are gaps being left by their own incompetence, and unfortunately, it doesn't lead to an attack.
Yeah, Lewis P has been everything for Edelweiss here. The Spaniard just absolutely popping off on all aspects of the game. Zafair just looking to slow the game down there, bring it on in for the 50-50, allow time for his teammates to get boost, and you can see it work, because instantly balls downfield like that from Mira are scary, but the double commit, why on earth did that come out?
Corner ball, a bounce off the backboard on the ceiling. Mira. Backboard in. Kiva couldn't land it perfectly. It's still going to be close. And the second and third players unable to get those goals in. Lewis off the corner once again, struggling to get this ball out of his half with no boost in play. Arku sets up Kiva again, challenged on one player. And we're 3 minutes into this overtime, and neither side showing signs of breaking here. Kiva sends up Arku, challenging on Zafair off that sideboard, sent away by Lewis P. And Juju, the crossbar once again follows suit again from Kiva. Needs to come out. They need to find a clear right now, because Edelweiss are looking more and more dangerous with these attacks. The ball sent off towards net. It was an open net, but they rotated in time.
Did indeed. So as time keeps trickling on, Edelweiss getting a little bit more control, but a wild pop shot like that from Kiva, the interception of his lifetime. Mira had no idea he's on the way. I don't know why he's right in front of him, but just did not expect Kiva to be there so quick. Beats him to the ball, and it is just the shot of his dreams. One apiece for these two absolute giants of Switzerland. History for Lausanne here. You know, you look towards their game two, they just look more in control, more in sync with each other. Edelweiss actually putting out quite a fair few double commits, which is super scary when you look at this team's history together. They shouldn't be doing that at all, but here, right now, they're so crumbling. Of course, they've naturally got that sheer talent. I mean, pound for pound, player for player, you would expect them to be better players, but they just do not have that team ethic together, which is the final piece to the Lausanne pie.
Ball in, Juju off to the corner. Lewis P trying to follow suit against Kiva. Good challenge against him. Arku sends that one up high as Mira tries to hold this ball in the midst of the air. Pinch off the backboard, turned away by Zafair, but too far wide to the right-hand side. Lewis P will continue the aggressive force. Challenged by nobody. In fact, again, it's his teammate that bumps him out of the way. Juju can almost beat out Zafair for that trouble as they once again get to the attack, but he's way too confident in terms of turning that defensive around. The first minute looks to be no goals. I say that, and Lewis shoots one very close, but too high at the crossbar.
But in that aerial dribble coming out from Lewis, where he was taking to his opponent's corners, you saw Mira go up for it. He just did not think that Lewis was going for that second touch in the air, where he got the flip reset off the ball. And that's a clear problem there. Lewis is not communicating what he wants to do with that ball, and Mira is just assuming that's a pass up into the center for him. The team of Edelweiss really need to start getting on that same page, because right now, I mean, Mira's over there. Lord of the Rings, and you've got Lewis P, who's currently trying to think of another book, and it's not coming to my head right now. That's just the caster's curse in its own right. It's a different meaning. You didn't expect it, but Juju and everyone else there know what's going on. I need to maybe look up some new books.
Apparently so. Let me look up some new ways to score goals. 0-0 at this stage as Edelweiss try and counter-attack past the 2 minutes of this game. Back into the corner, Arku turned off to the sideboard, bounced out again. Zafair with a challenge that could dunk downfield, but not really going to go towards the net itself. So Lewis P comes up, turned away by another of Kiva. Zafair on target, second touch, no, couldn't control his car. Juju holds the defensive in that back line, and Lausanne continue to keep themselves at an even standing. Mirror beaten. Zafair's not going to get to that pull before Juju can work to his favor, though, as he puts that back to the backboard. No one can follow it up, though. A bit boost-up on both sides of the field, but a good enough clear for Kiva that should relieve some of the pressure here. Also challenging in the midfield to stall for extra time for his teammates. Still a shot in for Mirror's part, but he missed that touch on the ball, so still no opener for Edelweiss.
And that should have just been easy for Mirror. Good bang off the backboard there, but again, Lausanne have got that covered. As I said before, Jay, Edelweiss is somewhat predictable in their nature, and Lausanne have done all the research, all their homework ready for this. The only thing they might not have done homework for is these solo plays coming from Lewis P, but unfortunately their two defenders was enough to be able to handle him.
Ball into the corner, Mirror up against Arku, beating him. Lewis P sends that to net. Kiva's got to get that touch on that ball because that would have gone right on, and Mirror would have been there to guide it in the case it didn't, so still zeroed out here. Lausanne trying to drum up some sort of attack here in the blue half, and Arku might try and fake them out. Shoots a bit too far wide. Juju in that corner to receive that ball. Keeper coming up, shoots a score, and Zafair is right on the line. Juju with a third attempt at this stage, but Lewis denies it before he even gets towards the cross box. And now Arku being chased downfield. Demo in. Lewis has got all the room to work with, and he just taps it to keep it on course for an opening goal at last.
And whilst this is a fantastic goal from Edelweiss, you got to look, it required all three players there. The demo, the dismantling of the goalkeeper, just removing him with the bump play, and then of course the dribble come through from Lewis P. Massive respect for Lausanne when it requires Edelweiss to full send everything on in. These two teams are giving it their all.
On a minute to go, and Lausanne need to give everything if they want to try and get this back to evens. Look at Arku trying to send this and throw off the defense, but it threw off his teammates as well. No one could follow that ball into the back of the net, so it's cleared away by Edelweiss. Two players committing though. Kiva has all the room to breathe. Going to set this up. This is an open net, and Kiva goes huge. Didn't need the spotlight, but it works for Lausanne regardless.
Big man Kiva there. The only thing he wasn't able to do in all that madness was get the demo on Zafair. He is absolutely popping off today. What a great performance from him.
And that keeps them alive for the moment in the waning moments of this game here. 30 seconds to another overtime, but Kiva's got ball control once again. You see Zafair shut that down in an instant. Ball still crossed out to Juju as he looks for his strike. And Arku looks to recover this. Zafair in control of the ball. No one's in net. Kiva just keeps it out. Follow-up defensive coming in from Juju. And now Arku's getting involved with the demo to take out some of the offending players. Kiva needs to get this one cleared, but Lewis P back on the attack in the last 6 seconds of the game. Zafair is going to get another chance put out to the corner by the Lausanne players, but that ball's still in the air. There could still be a chance for an aerial, and it's Kiva right now that has the control, but just guides it to the floor and guides us into overtime.
Another OT here. Back in league play, we saw two come on out from this exact matchup. One going each way's favor. Will Lausanne be able to break that trend, or will Edelweiss be able to seal the deal and get their second win in this series?
Well, the kind of win that could very easily turn this over to their half here. Ball down into the midfield line. Zafair takes that one off the backboard. Turn up, followed up. Shot from Mirror. Gets them up in the game. 2-1 at 32 seconds on the OT board. and Edelweiss have 2-1 in this series overall.
A big change up there as well for Edelweiss, going for a massively decisive play. A bit more simpler in nature, yes, but a powerful hit off the backboard is very unfamiliar here for Edelweiss. When they've been going for backboard plays quite recently, long drags through the air, downfield, looking to just bounce it off the backboard and then just let it rest in front of the net. But that power hit towards the backboard, near enough here, all the way back to the halfway line, to which it was a beautiful finish from Mira. Edelweiss having to find answers to this Lausanne, and that is it. Lausanne is pushing the envelope. They're really making a great case themselves. The problem is on the opposite end of the pitch, Edelweiss have so much experience, such a depth of knowledge that they can find answers.
They found some answers all right there. This pause might be extended because I did see one of the Edelweiss players dropped out of server. Yeah, that seems to be the case. So a moment's respite will ensue for this moment. But match points for Edelweiss at this stage may still turn this grand final spot to their favor. Again, if they win, they go directly to the grand finals with that game advantage in the best of 7. So here we go. Backboard in, Mira off to the defensive line already. Lausanne still have the offensive pressure for the moment. The clears are coming through effective. The shot close to backboard. Everyone's cleared out. Still Zafir recovers his position and still gets the game under his control. Defensive backline held together. Ball off the backboard again for a strike. But again, Lewis P reads this so well. And right now, Edelweiss are doing a great job at reading where Lausanne are playing from and reading how they want to play out these offensives.
Yeah, and you can see Kievan now going on those half rotates. He's trying to get even more aggressive, allowing Juju to take more of a defensive role as that third man, Aku, just in the rotation here, but definitely slowing things down, letting his teammates move around. And this pickup, so much power put into it. Don't know how Kiva got a little pinch there with the wall, but naturally, Lausanne are doubling down that pressure. Last game, they slowed things down a little bit, tried to play a more controlling, just hugging onto the ball. But here, they see that that didn't work and are just wanting it to be continuously down their opponent's half.
And now Zafir. Oh, Mira, that's a huge mistake. Can they capitalize on it? No, they can't. Lausanne, perfect opportunity presented by their opposition. And they will try and make best of it here with some pressure from that midfield line they'll contest, but Lewis finally gets that one out of the way, so no dice in terms of what that pressure play was able to do, and they're right back on the attacking force here, Edelweiss. Mirror across the box, no one can receive it, had a player in the box that was rotating away. So Lausanne can clear and counter one more time. Arku receives this ball and puts it so close, but again, they're just cutting off at the shooting positions, not allowing any opportunities to drum up themselves here. No pressure will be allowed, it seems. Kiva to the backboard, teammates way too far away. Zafir can ease off, get that challenge on the second player. And the backboard again from Arku is not going to be allowed to follow up.
Yeah, the more casual viewer at home might be thinking they're like, how wasn't that a goal? But it's purely because both these teams are so fast because they're predicting their opponents. And you cannot predict a little slip up like that, so they don't have a man to finish it off.
Arku to Kiva, beaten out by another on the backboard. And that turns all the way towards the very backboard of the Y half as well. Zafir's going to control against this. Beat out one player, challenge the second. Kiva following suit of the bump that came through on that second man that did shove Zafir out of the way. So now they can counter-attack. Kiva with a decent challenge, trying to bump Zafir out of the way. He does get shoved out in the end. And Arku, great dribble, again off the backboard though, right into the hands of the Edelweiss side. And they're trying for a lot of these backboard players, which are being read so well here.
Oh, power hit from Mira. Arku only just being able to get that away. And tension is rising, you know, we're coming down. Oh my God, Lewis! What on earth was that out of nowhere?
Lewis!
This is disgusting. It wasn't even a wave dash, he just left the dodge until the last second. That is bonkers.
That's enough to get the goal in as well for Edelweiss. What a goal, and what? You're right, yeah, I was going to say that could be game over right there. Could be series done as well, unless Lausanne can turn it around. And again, they get close with the team bumps. The dribbles coming up from Kiva and Cobra. Zafir shoots towards an open net as they went full send into the offensive and had nothing back in defense.
And you can't blame me. You saw how close they were. Safair was just able to slip through the lines of attack, get that ball out of there. Lewis isn't needed in the end because, quite frankly, he's already done the job of millions. Safair, it's just been granted a free run to net, and it comes down to desperation from Lausanne. They've still got 1 minute 40. They've just got to pack it on and keep composed and look to hammer home 2 goals, which is a momentous task against Edelweiss.
2-0. Looking to go 3-0 for the game and the series as well for Edelweiss to make a 5th grand final here in the TCS eSports League, and Kiva got close to getting a freestyle shot right there. Not going to be allowed by the defensive as Lewis comes in with his own dribble plays, a flip reset potential that is going to get denied by a quick challenge and a quick turnaround that needs to amount to a goal, and just no control over this ball. A lot of space being given to the Edelweiss side, so they continue to pressure, continue to shoot, and they continue to score.
And this right now is heartbreaking after such a close series. Edelweiss just being able to take the lead. But, Jay, I look at here and go, Edelweiss have finally turned up. They're no longer making those double commits that we saw earlier. And it took Lausanne to get them back on form. It took a team that was ready to win it all for Edelweiss to finally fix themselves. And that's just going to make the whole of this evening so interesting because Edelweiss are back on top.
Well, Lausanne had a 3-0 record in recent history against the Edelweiss side, but now, with 30 seconds left on the clock, that 3-0 may be marked by a victory for the Edelweiss camp in what will be a 3-1 series and a spot gain in the grand finals. There's no way Lausanne can turn this around as they hold contest, they hold defense, but they can't attack fast enough. There's no way happening. 1 good goal denied by Zafair, and that kills the game and the series. 3-1 to the board. Oh, the shots continue coming in and they're unable to strike, which does hurt indeed. But indeed, this is a game set and match for Edelweiss as they make their way out of the upper bracket and into the grand finals.
They just don't lose. Asterisks there in grand finals and all of that, you know. They've lost in league plays, but where it matters the most, the finals, Edelweiss just do not lose a series, and they keep that streak going since day one, the very first final.